Every morning when you open your eyes, there's a battle waiting for you. Not with the world, not with your boss, not with your circumstances. The real battle, the only battle that truly matters, is the one happening inside you. It's you versus you. You know that feeling. The one where part of you says, let's go, let's grow, let's dominate. And then another part pulls you back, whispers, maybe tomorrow. It's too hard. What if you fail? That's inner conflict. And it's the silent war that determines everything. Your mindset, your actions, your results. Why this battle matters more than any other. Most people spend their lives trying to control what's outside. Their job, their relationships, their money, their image. But greatness has nothing to do with what's around you. It's about what's happening within you. Napoleon Hill said, "You are the master of your destiny. You can influence, direct, and control your own environment. You can make your life what you want it to be." But here's the truth. You can't master your destiny until you master yourself. And mastering yourself means confronting the weak, lazy, fearful version of you and refusing to let that version lead anymore. Inner conflict, what it looks like. It's waking up at 5 a.m., then hitting snooze. It's wanting to speak up, then staying silent. It's setting a goal and abandoning it a week later. It's knowing what to do and still not doing it. And it's painful because deep down, you know you're capable of more. There's a version of you that's focused, disciplined, driven. But to become that version, you've got to fight, not with others, but with your own excuses. The two versions of you. You live with two versions of yourself. One, the version that seeks comfort, wants ease, rest, safety, feeds off instant gratification, avoids discomfort, risk, and growth. Two, the version that seeks growth, wants purpose, power, fulfillment, willing to endure pain for long-term reward, takes full responsibility for outcomes. Which version wins? The one you feed, the one you listen to, the one you choose moment by moment. Choice, the turning point. Here's the hard truth. You are not your thoughts. You are not the fear that shows up. You are not the voice that says you can't. You are the one who decides whether or not to believe it. You have the power every single day to step into greatness or stay stuck in patterns that have held you back for years. That's the war. That's you versus you. Self-awareness, the first step to winning. The first key to mastering inner conflict is becoming aware of it. Start paying attention. What stories do you keep telling yourself? What thoughts stop you from taking action? When do you betray your own potential? Write them down, face them, name them, because what you can't see, you can't change. Close part 1. The battle has already begun. The battle is already happening. The question is, are you even showing up to fight? Most people don't lose because they're weak. They lose because they surrender to the old version of themselves before the day even starts. But not you. You're here. You're listening. You're choosing to rise. This is the first step, becoming conscious of the inner battle and deciding to win. Until you win the war within, the world will always be your enemy. But once you conquer yourself, nothing can stop you. Inspired by the teachings of Napoleon Hill, you want to change your life? Then you've got to win the war between two voices. The voice that tells you, you're not good enough, you'll fail. Why even try? That's your inner critic. And then there's the other voice. You've got this. Keep going. You were made for more. That's your inner champion. Every day, every decision, those two voices go to war inside your mind. Who wins? The one you choose to believe. The inner critic, master of doubt. The inner critic is clever. It doesn't scream, it whispers. It sneaks in during your quietest moments when no one's watching. It says things like, you'll never be successful. You always mess it up. You're too late, too old, too broken. It's the voice of your past, your fears and your failures. And if you don't confront it, it becomes your future. Napoleon Hill warned of this in Think and Grow Rich. Fear is nothing more than a state of mind, and states of mind can be changed. Step 1. Recognize the lies. The first thing you must understand is this: the inner critic is a liar. It doesn't tell the truth. It tells the most believable lie. You failed once, so it says you'll always fail. You were rejected before, so it says you'll never be accepted. But none of that is true. Every legend you admire, every world changer, they heard that same critic, and they refused to listen. You must do the same. Step 2. Speak back with power. You can't be passive with the inner critic. You must meet it head on, with truth, with courage, with fire. When it says, you can't handle this, you say, watch me. When it says, you're not ready, you respond, maybe not, but I'm showing up anyway. You don't need permission. You don't need perfection. You need belief. Bold, unshakable belief. The inner champion, your greatest ally. Inside of you is another voice, one that speaks power, not fear, vision, not limitation. That voice is your inner champion. It's the voice that remembers what you've overcome. It believes in who you can become. But here's the secret. The inner champion doesn't yell. It's quiet. And if you're too busy listening to the critic, you'll never hear it. Train the voice you want to hear. Think of your mind like a radio. There are hundreds of stations, but you control the dial. Every time you doubt yourself, every time you delay action, you're tuning into the wrong station. So how do you change the frequency? You practice. You discipline your focus. You train your thoughts. Start every day by feeding your inner champion. Read something powerful. Speak affirmations with intensity. Visualize your success in crystal clarity. Take action, even when it's small, because confidence isn't built by thinking, it's built by doing. Affirmations to kill the critic. Start using language like, I am stronger than my excuses. I am becoming who I was born to be. I control my mind. It does not control me. Say it, feel it, repeat it. Eventually, your brain starts to believe it. And belief, true belief, is the most dangerous weapon you'll ever hold. Close part 2. Unlock the next level. Listen, you don't need to eliminate the inner critic. You just need to stop giving it the microphone. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are powerful beyond measure. But only when you stop listening to the voice that tells you otherwise. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Napoleon Hill. Let me tell you the truth. Motivation gets you going. Discipline keeps you growing. We all get inspired for a moment. We watch the video. We hear the speech. We feel the fire. But that fire fades unless you feed it with daily discipline. Discipline is the difference between a wish and a result, between a daydream and a destiny. If you don't master it, you stay stuck. If you do, you become unstoppable. What is discipline? Discipline is simple. Doing what must be done, especially when you don't feel like it. It's waking up early when your body says sleep, showing up when no one claps for you, saying no to distractions and yes to your future. Discipline is the muscle that moves your mindset into action. And like every muscle, it must be trained. The myth of motivation. Let's kill a myth right now. You don't need to feel like it to do it. Motivation is a spark, but discipline is the engine. Motivation is what starts the race. Discipline is what finishes it. There will be days when you're tired, when your goals feel too far, when your inner critic screams louder than ever. That's when discipline steps in. You don't negotiate with your weakness. You lead with your standards, not your emotions. Self-command, the discipline mindset. Discipline starts in the mind. You must make a decision that your vision matters more than your excuses, that your future deserves more than your laziness. Decide right now, I will not be ruled by feelings. I will be ruled by purpose. That's what high performers do. That's what game changers do. And that's what you will do if you want greatness. Daily rituals that build mental toughness. Discipline isn't about giant leaps. It's about small wins. Daily. Here's what that looks like. 1. Wake up early. Start the day on your terms. 2. Set intentions. Know what you want before the world distracts you. 3. Move your body. Physical discipline fuels mental clarity. 4. Do the hard thing first. Train your brain to attack challenge, not avoid it. 5. Finish what you start, even when it gets boring, especially then. Repeat this cycle until it becomes part of who you are, because that's the truth. Discipline isn't what you do, it's who you become. Build brick by brick. Rome wasn't built in a day. Neither is greatness. You don't need to see the full staircase. You just need to climb the next step. That workout, that business call, that uncomfortable conversation. Every act of discipline is one brick laid on your empire. And if you keep laying them, one day you'll look back and realize you built something no one can take from you. Discipline destroys the inner conflict. Here's the secret. Discipline is the most powerful weapon against your inner critic. Why? Because action kills doubt. Every time you act with discipline, you prove the critic wrong. You create evidence that you're not lazy, not weak, not hopeless. That's how you rewrite the story in your head, not by talking, but by doing. Self-discipline is the master key to riches. Napoleon Hill. And those riches, they're not just in your bank account. They're in your self-respect, your power, your peace. Close part 3. Prepare for the inner breakthrough. Discipline isn't easy, but neither is regret. You choose your hard, so tell yourself today, I will show up. I will execute. I will not wait for the perfect moment, because the perfect moment is now. Listen closely. Everyone falls. Everyone gets knocked down. Everyone faces pain. But the question is, will you rise again? That's what resilience is about. Not avoiding the struggle, but refusing to be broken by it. Life will hit you. Hard life is a fight. You will lose people. You will lose money. You will fail. You will be betrayed. But what matters most is this. Will you use that pain or let it use you? The strongest people aren't those who had it easy. They're the ones who refused to stay down when life knocked them flat. Failure isn't final unless you quit. So many people fear failure. But let me tell you, failure is not the enemy. Quitting is. Every failure teaches you. Every mistake sharpens you. Every setback is a setup for your next level. You've got to stop asking, why me? And start declaring, try me. Resilience is a mindset. First, resilience begins in the mind. You must reframe struggle, not as a curse, but as a classroom. Not as punishment, but as preparation. Not as defeat, but as development. When something goes wrong, don't shrink. Stand tall and ask, well, what is this trying to teach me? That one question will change your life. You versus you. The real battle. Resilience is not just about pushing through outside pressure. It's about winning the war inside. It's you versus self-doubt. You versus fear. You versus disappointment. You versus that voice that says, you'll never make it. And the way you win that war? You refuse to quit. You keep showing up. You build the habit of bouncing back. Faster, stronger, wiser. How to build resilience, step by step. Here's how to harden your spirit like steel. 1. Reflect, don't react. Pause, learn, don't panic. 2. Rewrite the story. You're not broken, you're becoming. 3. Take ownership. You can't always control what happens, but you can control how you respond. 4. Move forward even if it's slow, even if it hurts. Progress is still progress. 5. Surround yourself with warriors, cut out the complainers, link arms with fighters. Use pain as fuel. Your pain can either destroy you or drive you. When the world says no, resilience says, I'll find another way. When you get rejected, resilience says, it's redirection. When you fall apart, resilience says, let's rebuild. Turn your pain into power. That's how warriors are made. Every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. Napoleon Hill. You may not see the benefit now, but trust this, nothing is wasted, not even the hurt. From the ashes you rise, think of the phoenix, a bird that burns and is reborn from its ashes. That's you. When everything crumbles, you rise. When dreams die, you rebuild. When hope fades, you light it again. You are not done. You are not broken. You are becoming. Set up the breakthrough. Resilience is your armor. It's what carries you through the storm. Because remember, it's not the strongest who survive, it's the most resilient. And now that you know how to rise after the fall, it's time to unlock the secret weapon every great achiever uses. Let me ask you something deep. Why are you doing all this? Why are you waking up early? Why are you pushing past fear? Why are you suffering in silence and grinding in the dark? There's only one word that keeps a person going when the world tries to break them: purpose. Without purpose, you'll burn out. With it, you become unshakable. Purpose is power. Purpose gives you direction. It's your compass. It's your internal engine when motivation dies. Motivation fades. Hype fades. But when your life has meaning, your steps become unstoppable. Effort only becomes exceptional when tied to something greater than yourself. Discovering your purpose. Most people wait for purpose to come and find them. That's a mistake. Purpose isn't found, it's built, it's chosen. Ask yourself, what breaks your heart? What fires you up? What impact do you want to leave behind? Then align your actions with your answers. That's purpose. Purpose makes pain worth it. Let's be real. There will be days you want to quit, days where it's lonely, where no one claps, where progress feels invisible. But when you have purpose, you'll whisper to yourself, this pain has a purpose. This is preparing me for something greater. You don't endure the struggle, you embrace it, because your reason is bigger than your excuse. Purpose over pleasure. Too many people live chasing comfort. They live for the weekend, for likes, for cheap thrills. But the greats, they chase meaning, not ease. Purpose will make you say no to shortcuts. Purpose will keep you focused when distractions scream. If your life doesn't have a mission, you'll become a victim of meaningless distractions. You were meant for more. Hear this. You are not here just to exist. You're not here just to survive. You were born to build, to serve, to elevate. You were born to be an example of what's possible when someone refuses to settle. The richest place in the world is the graveyard, filled with dreams never chased, potential never used, ideas never shared. Don't let your greatness die unexpressed. Purpose turns fear into focus. When you know why you're doing it, you stop fearing what others think. You stop quitting over setbacks. You stop begging for validation. You don't need to be pushed anymore. You pull yourself forward because now you're on a mission. Align every step. Purpose isn't just in the big things, it's in the small daily actions. Waking up on time, speaking with truth, serving others, practicing discipline, doing what you said you would do. Purpose isn't about being perfect, it's about being aligned, where your actions match your mission. You versus you is not a one-time fight. It's a daily war between who you are and who you could become. But now you're armed with the one thing that will carry you through anything: purpose. Let's be clear. Everything you've been searching for, the greatness, the courage, the transformation, it was always inside you. This battle, you versus you, wasn't about defeating some outside enemy. It was about mastering the one person who can either make you or break you, yourself. You already have everything you need. Don't let the world lie to you. You don't need to be born into wealth. You don't need special talent. You don't need permission. What you need is already within. A vision, discipline, faith, purpose, relentless drive. You don't need more. You need to activate what's already there. Stop waiting. Too many people wait. Wait for motivation. Wait for perfect timing. Wait for someone to save them. But greatness doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who work. If you don't build your dream, someone else will hire you to build theirs. You're not waiting anymore. You're moving now. Make a decision. Becoming unstoppable starts with one decision. I will no longer be at war with myself. You've battled doubt. You've faced fear. You've overcome failure. Now it's time to decide, who are you going to be? What legacy will you leave? What impact will you make? Because your decisions shape your destiny. Train your mind daily. You can't win the outside war if you're losing the one inside your head. Every day, feed your mind with truth. Challenge your excuses. Replace your doubts with action. You become what you practice. If you train your mind like a warrior, you'll live like a champion. Progress over perfection. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to take the next step, consistently. Small disciplines repeated daily lead to massive success. So don't aim for perfection, aim for progress. Keep showing up, keep learning, keep leveling up. Reinvent yourself. The person you are today doesn't have to be the person you are tomorrow. Every moment is a choice. Will you shrink or grow? Will you repeat or rise? Will you settle or soar? You can reinvent yourself daily. Be bold enough to leave behind who you were, to become who you were meant to be. Final words, the inner warrior. Let me leave you with this. You versus you is the greatest fight you will ever face. And now, you are ready. You're no longer the same. You've faced your fears. You've embraced discipline. You've uncovered your purpose. Now, you rise. Rise with fire in your soul. Rise with vision in your heart. Rise with unbreakable belief. Because the war is not over, but now you know who you really are, and you are unstoppable.